Hey guys, welcome back to the Thirsty Mason. Today's a really interesting video because this particular video is sponsored by one of my beautiful subscribers who actually sent me a bottle of Malbec, a really interesting grape variety this is from southwest France. Alright, a place called Cahors. Cahors is the largest supplier of Malbec in France, and it's the most famous spot for Malbec in France. Now, when I say the word Malbec, a lot of Australians go because it doesn't really didn't really take off over here. Okay, it has a very niche climate. Okay, it needs rather cool nights and rather hot days. Whereas here in Australia, we can do the hot days bloody well we can, but the cool nights is a bit of a difficult one. Okay, so Cahors Malbec. Okay, I'm looking for beautiful darkness, which I certainly have, and the nose should give me leather, black and blue, and cassis berries. All right, like black currants, and I'm looking also for a bit of vanilla from a bit of age. All right, I want that leatheriness as well. We're gonna have to have a look at what we're dealing with here. Now, a little history of Malbec. Okay, at one stage, this was one of the major blenders in the world famous Bordeaux wines. Yeah, and then frost came through and it decimated these things. It needs cold nights, but if it gets too cold, it goes straight to fuckville. So it's kind of an awkward grape. But the one place that really it found this market and it really smashed it is Argentina. Argentina, the Malbec grape thrived there. So in Cahors. Cahors is a ideal spot. Even though the frost came through and destroyed a lot of their vines, they just replanted. Whereas Bordeaux opted for the more noble grape varieties, the Merlots and the Cab Sauves, because they were just a lot more resilient. It just made sense financially. Okay, whereas Cahors decided it wanted to make a name for itself with the Malbec grape. Okay, so let's have a look. Wow, that's really interesting. It smells very jammy. Wow, this is really like a strange wine. It smells like early wine fermentation. All right, as a winemaker myself, when I put my head inside a wine vat, this is the smell that greets me through early fermentation. It's really quite pleasant. The way I can explain it is if I had to put a name to the smell, it's almost like the essence of spring itself. Okay, very light, very floral. Okay, almost bright, very like intensely bright. It's like a spring day on the nose. Yeah, and just that small hint of like acidic fermentation. This is really interesting. Wow, what a I don't think I've ever smelled one like that before. It's really awkward. In the most pleasant way possible, by the way. It doesn't smell bad, it just smells interesting. Yeah, like the sharp smell of grapes being turned into alcohol. It's wonderful. But trying to fight past that to try to find any of the characteristics I was talking about, like all those berries, I guess you can pick them up slowly. It's very much a thick, jammy nose. Jammy, bright, like this smells lovely. It really does. Ah, beautiful tannin in it. Dries out the side of the tongue. And got tannin, got structure. Very light and fruity. I don't know. This is a weird one. It feels like a wine that was pulled out just before it was ready. um, just so you understand, it's like the full fermentation process took place. All right, everything's perfectly fine, but it just needed that like last couple of months just to fully ferment out. There's no more sugar left in it, just to get that last taste of fermentation out of it. I feel like even I'm shaking it up. If I bring, I'm not sure if you can see. Do you see little bubbles forming up around the edge there? I think this is still fermenting in the weirdest way possible. I think it might still be in the fermentation process. How are these bottles not like exploding? It's a heavy duty bottle. Like this is almost like a champagne bottle. So I'm assuming it can deal with the pressure. But it's just such a strange wine. Yeah, it just smells like fermentation. And tastes like as bad as it sounds, unfinished wine. Like this has the capacity to be better. What might be interesting is he sent me 2 bottles of this. I wouldn't mind revisiting this because it's 2009. You would have thought the fermentation would have completely gone. It's God bless 2 years. All right, I wouldn't mind holding on to this for like another 3 years. All right, so 2019. I'll probably open up in 2024, maybe, and just see what happens to it. If it goes flat and like flabby and like off, or whether it finishes its fermentation in the bottle and like gets brighter and brighter. It's quite strange. I'm not sure, but it's really nice. I'm not upset with this. Very raisiny, but very very almost. It's watery, fruity, and tannic at the same time. It's a bit hard to put your finger on, and that's literally what he said to me. I smelled it had a very interesting nose. Champ, it's a bloody very interesting nose. This is really interesting, man. Thank you for sending me this. All right. If you guys want a more honest rendition of Malbec, if you want an honest rendition of Malbec, Cahors is famous for it. Cahors is phenomenal for it. But I would go for Argentina. It's far more consistent. Okay, and it's quite cheap. But do me a favor, don't go anywhere below $20 for an Argentinian Malbec. It's not a proper rendition of it. Okay, the cheaper stuff, you can really taste the difference between a $25 bottle of Malbec and a $16 bottle of Malbec. It's huge. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for all my subscribers and all the support you give me. Alright, it gives me more incentive to go put these videos out. Go ahead and try yourself a bottle of Malbec. And please like, share, subscribe, keep on watching. And it's good to educate yourselves. Stay safe.